Shalom, shalom. Welcome to Supporting Yah's Cornerstone. My name is Heshra. Today's video will be a continuation of the adultery series that I've been doing here on the channel. And I'll talk about some of the causes of adultery and go into a little detail and give tips that might help prevent you or someone else from even having this on the table as an option within your marriage. Or you may even take this information and share it with someone else, and that'll be good too. But one reason I've known people to commit adultery is that just the lack of knowledge of Yah's law concerning it. So it's so important to know Yah's definition of adultery and to be able to get in line with that. A lot of how adultery has been defined to us has been through different religions, different and according to different cultures. Because some cultures have adulterous practices ingrained into it, and when something is routinely done within a culture, it makes it seem right. It makes it seem normal, like nothing is wrong. And that it has to be right by God or the Creator or Yahweh because it's so normally practiced. And we know that this is not true, that it's a lot of things that are practiced within religions and cultures that is unrighteous according to the Creator and according to the law of Yahweh. And so it's so important to understand and know Yah's definition or how adultery is defined according to the Torah, according to Yah's law. And so there are two videos here on this channel. One defines what adultery is according to Yah, and one video is about what adultery is not according to Yah. And so hopefully that is helpful to you, and they're in the adultery playlist, so you don't have to go through all 48 other videos to get to it. So you can just go to the playlist and click adultery, and those videos will be there to help get you started with your study about adultery and what it is and what is not according to the Creator. And then once you know what Yah's word is and law is concerning adultery, then there's the work of accepting it. So one of my goals in this video was to give tips on how to help lay a foundation in your mind of accepting it. And so I hope that these tips within this video helped. You can also use these tips to maybe help you accept and lay a good foundation to accepting other laws within the Torah or other cultural practices within the Tanakh also. And so you may find that not just helpful concerning this topic, but other things too. My first tip, number one, is I'm mindful of what I watch and listen to. So I'm mindful of what movies, TV shows, or even things I watch on the internet. You think of your mind like a sponge and that it records so many things, and what goes into your mind can be very hard to wash out, especially if you saturate it with whatever it is. But since I made the decision to live for Yah so many years ago, one of the first things I dealt with was the music I was listening to and what I was watching. So normally when you think about what movies and television shows that you watch or whatever you're looking at online, a lot of times automatically we think about sex scenes or movies with lots of cursing in it, or a lot of times our mind flow in that direction, that we definitely want to avoid those things. But also something else to look at is what is the overall topic of the movie, of the TV show, or whether it's online or whether it's on the regular, cable networks that we watch sometimes. Because sometimes I found that movies and TV shows cannot necessarily have sex scenes or a lot of foul language, but sometimes the overall thought of the movie is something, or there's a main point in it that it's unrighteous, or leave a unrighteous thought in your mind, or the overall of it is promoting the wrong type of activity or the wrong type of mindset, so to speak. So I avoid shows that sometimes that the overall of it, whether it has sex scenes in it or not, or whether it has foul language in it or not, if the overall topic of the movie is, the emphasis is just an unrighteous thought, then a lot of times I just leave it. So I would say just keep that in mind. Like, some movies may have an overall feminist type feel to it, and we know that the woman of Yah is not a feminist. Okay, so that we don't agree with, that the word of Yah doesn't agree with most of the mindset of the feminist movement. So let's say that you have a movie that may not have sex scenes or foul language in it, but you may have that overtone of feminism in it. Then I would say you would definitely want to avoid that. So that's just something to keep in mind and think about concerning that. Another thing to remember is that a lot of times when leadership and influential people within a society want everyone to accept something, a lot of times they'll start with movies, commercials, and they'll start with visual aids. They'll put little bits of what they want you to accept in it. So if they want you to eat more chocolate, maybe you have more chocolate commercials. Maybe you have more movies or TV shows that the people in them are eating chocolate, for example. So that's something to remember, that this is a practice within Western society, especially, that has been practiced a long time. And if you really think about it and you pay attention now, what things are being commonly shown in TV shows and movies that now they want you to accept. And if you really pay attention, you'll see what mindsets that leadership within these societies want us to accept now. Now, you may think that, okay, if I eliminate what she's talking about, I won't have a lot to watch. Well, I don't think that's necessarily true. I have not found that to be true. If I have, what I found is, in my own life, when I want to enjoy a movie or a TV show or something, what I find is really I end up sometimes watching a lot of old TV shows and old movies. So that's what you may end up finding. Seldom am I watching something new. Most of the time I'm watching something that's very old sometimes. And when it comes to the internet, I find that I watch, like, a lot of what I watch is pertaining to different things that I'm trying to do. So that kind of eliminates. So there's always a central topic anyway when I'm watching something online, because normally it's going to have something to do with learning Hebrew, something about business, something that I'm trying to do or do better in my daily life. And I use the internet kind of a aid to that sometimes, along with books and other things too. So, but I would just say, if you entertain yourself on the internet, just be mindful of, just be very intentional. And the same thing, and use the same judgment that you would use for television and movies. Um, I would also say one thing I'm very mindful of is indulging in romantically themed movies. Um, you have channels like the Hallmark Channel, which I think has been renamed now, but you have channels like the Hallmark Channel who made a whole network off of romantically themed movies and love stories. Now, the problem with those become one, it gives an unrealistic, a lot of times, view of marriage and courtship. A lot of times, what people, I think it gives people unrealistic views of what a relationship is. And then when you think of that in terms of the Creator's way of life that He's given to us, then definitely is something different than what you would see in a lot of these romantic movies. Now, that's saying that within a marriage, of a couple serving Yah, that you couldn't have a nice dinner or things like that. No, but I'm just saying the overall of how it's presented, it just gives a false vision of a lot of times what marriage and courtships are, and especially as it pertains to the Creator. Sometimes you get into, when you think about that, you can get into maybe somebody left somebody because their husband was seeing somebody else, or just different things surrounding some of these movies. It's not, doesn't set a good foundation when it comes to thoughts on marriage, adultery, and right and wrong. Also, within the book industry, there are series of romantically based books, who once again, the same issue becomes the issue with romantic movies and things, is that it just gives a false image of love and romance in marriage. And some of the ideas are work against the lifestyle that the Creator gave us. Some of it can leave a false perception of marriage, and according to Yah, and courtship too. So it can make people have expectations that's not that's not real sometimes. That doesn't happen often, if it happens at all. So I would say, be mindful if you enjoy romantic type movies, books, etc. Just be mindful of overindulging in that, or really indulging in it at all. Number two, music. I'm very mindful of the type of music I listen to, and I would encourage you to be very, when it comes to music, music can be even more and have more of an impact in our thinking than movies and television sometimes, because you think of a nice beat with words included. And that, if you remember, when a nice beat comes, whatever words come with it, sometimes you automatically, your mind picks up on the words without you even trying. So that is something to remember, being mindful. A lot of music today, some of it is filled with songs encouraging women to commit adultery. I remember many years ago, there was this song by Joe I used to like, and it was like, I'll do all the things that your man won't do, and the whole song was really just an adultery song. The chorus, the theme, but at that time in my life, I was not concerned with the law of Yah, and I listened to a variety of music, no matter what the words to the song was. But I just wanted to give you a little example. The beat to the song was very pretty, but when you think of the words, baby, I want to do for you all the things your man won't do. I mean, obviously you have a man, you have a husband, And that's a whole nother topic too. Um, some people don't even realize they married unless they had a piece of paper. But yeah, but that song was a completely adulterous song. But just using it for or presents adultery, so to speak. So you have a lot of songs like that in different genres of music. But that's something to pay attention to. Are the words to the songs that you listen to? What thought are they leaving with you? There are also songs or whole albums that have been made concerning my husband cheated on me and this and that. And when you know the law of Yah, a man can only be in a cheating or adulterous position, according to Yah, when he is having a sexual relationship with a woman who is already married. And so, but you have songs that give the idea that if a man is seeing any woman, even if she's single, then he's in adultery, which sometimes the song may even give the impression that I myself, since he's doing this, then I can go see another man. And that would definitely be against Yah for for that to happen. And so you have some albums that present things that are not unrighteous as unrighteous, and then try to encourage women to retaliate or seek retribution by they themselves going out and having sex with another man outside of their husband. And that's not kosher. So you definitely want to be careful with songs and the words. That's something I used to teach my children to practice. Whatever type of music you listen to the words. What is the song saying? And music can be I would say one of the top influential types of media out here, because, I mean, like I said before, you just cannot beat a good beat. And so the word influential means, or is defined as, having great influence on someone or something, powerful, strong. And so music can definitely be that. And when it comes to music, it's seldom that I listen to love songs. If I listen to a love song, it's probably every now and then, and it's probably something more old than new. I don't just, it's not a part of my daily playlist. And so I would suggest that if you are listening to love songs, and there are some good love songs that have been songs that have been written that don't interfere with Yah's word as it pertains to adultery, or as it pertains to our culture. So I would say, if you're listening to love songs, I would encourage you to please listen to the words. And if anything about it interferes with the word of the Creator, then I would say definitely eliminate it. Even if it pertains to our culture that Yah gave us, then I would say eliminate it if it goes against that. It's so important to listen to words, and it doesn't matter what type of what genre is in, because you have country music, rap music, R&B music, jazz, and I can almost guarantee you there are inappropriate songs that work against righteous thinking in every genre. Rap music has the worst reputation, but rap music is not the only music that has songs that people have created that works against righteousness. R&B has it, country music has it, you know. So sometimes people just avoid rap, okay? But you have, and thank the creator, there are a lot of brothers now, I don't know, sisters are rapping in this way of life that are kind of creating righteous rap music that's not against Yah or doesn't work against righteousness. But don't assume just because you've avoided rap that means that everything else is okay, because it's not. It's some instrumental music that I don't listen to, that because if the music leaves your mind in a bad place, whether it has words or it doesn't, the best thing to do is to leave it alone. But definitely, if it has words, I would encourage you to listen to the words. And if it leaves a thought that's against the law of Yah or the righteous culture that He's given us, then I would leave it. So be very mindful and particular about the music you listen to and the thought that it leaves with you. And if Yah's will, I think I will try to make a video pertaining to music and share my own real playlist just to give you some ideas. And so if Yah's will, I'll see about doing that. So I would encourage you that whatever, whether it's a book, music, television, internet, be mindful of what you're watching and the thoughts that it leaves with you. What does it have you meditating? Does it affect what you meditate on most of the day? And if it does, what is that meditation? What are those thoughts that it brings to you? My last tip is number 3. I don't have people in my inner circle that try to talk to me against the words of Yah concerning adultery. So, in other words, what am I saying? I don't have people in my inner circle, and I just say inner circle because in our lives, we have people within our lives that serve Yah, and we have people that don't. We have people that are, have their views and thoughts on this or that, But within my inner circle, I don't have people that are in conversation with me about Yah's word concerning adultery that's against His true definition. And so you want to be mindful of that. For example, if someone related to me, and when I look down, I'm just looking down at my notes. If someone related to me or someone I may be around doesn't share my views concerning Yah's word the same as me, then basically what we do is agree to disagree, and we leave the topic alone. Especially if my mind is made up on whatever it is, and if I know their mind is made up on whatever it is, it's just not discussed. So what am I saying? A lot of times when we're in relationships or we know people that's in relationships, different conversations will go on about, he's cheating, so-and-so caught him with so-and-so and this and that, and ooh, girl, this and that and whatever, And some of those conversations, and I wouldn't put up with this or that or whatever, and or just having conversations just bashing Yah's law, even though a person sometimes might not realize they're doing that. I don't have people in my inner circle that do that, or that, I don't. So I'm just saying I would be mindful. If you have people in your inner circle who are against Yah's who don't believe in or are against Yah's definition of adultery, then I would say that, and if you wanted to continue to have a relationship with them, or some people we do continue to have a relationship with, then I would just advise to leave that topic alone. Just leave it off the table. If you know their mind's made up, you know yours mind's made up to accept Yah's word or to strive to accept Yah's word concerning it, and then just leave that, I would say just really leave that topic off the table. But definitely I would say that if the topic comes up, then I always feel confident in standing up for what's right, standing up for what's true. I would never advise a woman to commit adultery, to be sexually active in a relationship with a man other than her husband, even if he's seeing someone else, because him seeing someone else that's single is not wrong by the laws of Yah. Even if he is breaking the law and committing adultery, it doesn't give the wife or wives he have the right. It doesn't give them the right to go do it. And an example of that would be King David. He committed adultery with Bathsheba, but that didn't give any of his other wives the go ahead for them to go commit adultery. So when it comes to giving people advice and advising them, I always, when the topic comes up, I always stand by the word of Yah and pray to feel confident in that if you don't, and to stand up for, to give people the right advice, even if they don't take it, or to speak what's right, even if they don't take it or accept it. But be mindful of your inner circle and the conversations that you're having. Is it building your mind toward where you need to be in Yah, or is it not? But don't allow people to, in your inner circle especially, to just try to tear down Yah's law in your mind, whether it's pertaining to adultery or other things. At best, if you all still want a relationship with each other, then people, if they're your friends, then they'll respect how you live, and leave it. Leave that topic alone at best if you all still going to be around each other, So these are my tips. Be mindful of, it's helpful to be mindful of what you watch, what you listen to, and also the people in your inner circle. It's so important. Thank you for your time. If you would like to send me a message, you can always leave a comment below these videos. You can also email me at yahscornerstone@gmail.com, yahscornerstone@gmail.com. Supporting Yah's Cornerstone also has a page on Instagram, and it's called Supporting Yah's Cornerstone also. So you can leave comments there too if you would like. Thank you for your time. Shalom, shalom.